Hi guys, you guys won't believe who we have here today. They have my mic, they are with the mic, so I have to come so close to the phone to talk. Sammy has a very nice smile.
Thank you. I think guys
you're already crushing on my
I'm foreseeing that this video is going to be a very, very humorous one. You guys can see who we have here. And then these are like the class low-key noise makers.
Why did you say noise makers? They are not noise makers. They are OG backbenchers.
I don't know how they do it. Sammyfrosh is talking in class, but if you just ask him something, he's still here, you know, he's still well tuned with what is going on in the class. I don't know how he does it, but today we have them in our midst and they'll be sharing their medical school journey. I just felt it would be really nice to have two of them together in a room, and you know what that means. So let's get to it. So where do we start from?
Firstly, we are not in medical school.
Okay, where are you?
An onslaught. We just survived an onslaught. Medical school, so what you see on the movie, anatomy. This is not medical school.
So why did you choose this onslaught?
As Sammyfrosh go tell you, Sammyfrosh, I choose this onslaught. This thing chose me.
So how did he choose you?
Okay, are you going first or do I go
first? No, they have my story, they'll be discouraged.
We want to hear it, all of it.
The truth of the matter is, growing up, there was this notion about doctors, having it all figured out. They had a certain type of life they live. Things were going fine for them, or so we thought. And so, they had to. Doctors, they had lawyers, they had accountants, they had engineers.
Evidence on that, so we thought, money no day here.
Aside that, I've always wanted to help people. I wanted a professional help me help society, give back to society, and medicine it just came up. Medicine came up. It's something that I've always dreamed about, being a doctor and all that. Then coupled with the fact that things that happened along the way, there were personal things that made me solidify the whole wanting to be a doctor. But that's story for another day. Okay,
the personal things are not things you want to share in this video.
Yes,
they're too personal.
Yeah, too personal. What about you, Uzo? Oh, I didn't even introduce my this thing. Okay, but go ahead. What about you?
Testing microphone. I found myself here 9 years later. We are okay. The rest of that story is going to be tears.
We want all of it. That is why we are here.
Reporter, what are you? Be careful. You want what? To be honest, I don't like medicine. I'm wondering why I'm doing it in the first place.
So why did you do it in the first place? How did you get in here in the first place?
It's redundant. It has more of a decorative type of knowledge whereby we have the basic medicine. You just have to cram lots of stuff, lots of cramming, lots of you must do according to what you are told. And being a non-conformist, as you can see, I'm holding my mic. Being a non-conformist is been very difficult. I didn't want to do medicine. My father was like, you do medicine, you are smart, blah, blah. I'm not smart in the medicine way, just maths, physics, all those stuff. But eventually I'm here. I've seen how it goes, doctors are supposed to be helping and all that. So I hope we will be able to help. I hope we'll be able to do our best as we are living here. I just hope.
Okay, so now that you're here and with what you guys have said so far, but before that, hi guys, welcome to another episode of whatever it is that we're doing. It is still me, Lillian, the collector of med school memories of my pain. Colleagues.
She collects pain. Medical school is painful.
So today, like I said, we have on your left side Uzo, Samuel, and on your right side we have Sammyfrosh. That's what we call him. But his real name, what is even your real name?
Samson. Nobody ever knows.
That's why I said. That's why I said you should tell us himself. His name is Okugo Samson.
You've not done your background work.
I just said his name. Okay, so now given all that has happened so far, so good. I mean, you guys, finals, they are done. What are some of the things you wish you knew before you got into med school?
I started selling upper one time. By now, I would have found an upper trading business. Transatlantic. I'm not even joking.
I should have taken football more seriously.
I saw
when
that.
I was little.
Wow.
You know, growing up, we had grown-ups. You know, as of the time when I was small, they played football, you know, in the streets and all that. But the funny thing is, they didn't turn out well. Maybe because they didn't have sponsors or something like that. You know, having to travel abroad, you know, play for an international club and something like that. You know, so our parents had this notion of if you're playing ball, you do not have.
You're not serious.
So they felt that you're gunning for destruction and downfall and all that. So there was nothing positive coming out from football. That time we used to call them senior man. You get. They always carry.
Was that where that phrase originated from?
Exactly,
Senior man.
senior man. So we had them carrying boots after the football match. They are looking for where they will eat, who will buy a pack for them and cook and all that.
Wow.
So our parents.
That's where I come in, your business.
Our parents, they saw them and they're like, nah, you're not going to turn out like this. In as much as you do love football and all that. Maybe if I had known that football was going to be the in thing in the years to come, maybe I would have taken my football. My brother, he plays football, he played football, you know, but...
And you turned out well for him?
You know, they were not supportive. They wanted him to do the engineering. You know, they were like, he would not play football. They even had to, because of that, you know, I had to go live with my uncle because of that. And then me, you know, seeing the whole thing play out, my elder brother, they were not in support of him playing football. And with the way people around us saw the whole thing. So I think it made me not to take football seriously. But if I had known what I know now, I go to Europe. See my
Europe. Sammy has a goal guy. When they share, you know.
Why not? I'll be doing anecdote, Afiba and all those.
Guy, if they do tear for
But your brother, did his workout? He did not continue.
No,
if he's not work out, he be there. Ask yourself that.
Who knows? Maybe Sammy had already gotten into medical school and there was no going back.
He had to do engineering, and even the engineering, he did maritime engineering. Then still no water, no day.
Maritime engineering inside Coast City.
I didn't go to that.
I knew, you know, medicine is not the only way to make it. There are so many other, in fact, there are 1,000 ways to make it in life. You know, medicine is just the hard way and the stressful way.
The funny part is medicine does not have money until you are old. Medicine is mostly on experience. It's only experienced doctors that make money. Not people like us. We are just, you know, things are about to get worse now.
It gets worse before it gets better.
I'm telling you, our parents were feeding us and we are big. Now we're about to feed ourselves.
Do you find it scary that you just finished finals and you're going to launch?
Oh my days.
If I had known, I probably would not grow up. Eating and sleeping. People think I have it all figured out, but no.
Yes, people think you have it all figured out.
Yes.
You look at my clothes, they used to dash me money.
Maybe something has people and start somewhere. I honestly do not.
I think because you're a composite, or rather your outlook shows one of composite. Yes.
All I think is
you're already right.
It's where I carry my head. You see, this guy needs money. Yes, I need it's not enough.
So what about you, Uzo? What are some of the things you wish you knew before you got into medical school?
I wish I knew it was very long. I wish someone told me earlier to learn a craft.
Oh.
I wish someone. I started late. I think I started 2019. I was trying to create a bookstore of my own. So I went to meet one guy, and the guy charged me $150K to build the website. So I called my other brother. My lecturer is worse than me, all of us went to military school. So he was like, that's so easy, you go to W3 school, do this component, you make a website now. So I went to W3 school. W3 school referenced me to Harvard YouTube videos. From the first time I saw that video, I was like, this is where I should be.
Wow.
Because growing up, I wanted to be a petrochemical engineer. I was very good in chemistry.
Yeah, I think you've mentioned that before.
And maths. I like maths. In short, my admission, I first got maths in the first list. And my name came out second list as medicine. So I wanted to do maths. I wanted to do engineering. So
That's interesting.
I said, doing the computer science stuff and the software engineering stuff, I taught myself many books, many software, many spoiled computers.
I was there, I witnessed your journey. Nights of banging on the table.
Many tears, Although, one of the things I said is that I do not like working for people. So I don't want to apply for a job. People are like, why are you not making a lot of money? Because I don't apply for jobs. Yes, in case it's good, I do not have a CV. It's just people that network me and I make websites for them. I don't apply for jobs.
That's interesting. So guys, just in case, you've had what Uzo said, and you can always reach out to him. Maybe we'll drop some sort of link that would link you to maybe his social media. Do you even have social media handles or something like that?
I do, Jesus, But to be honest, anybody that is hearing this, you want you to, it's never too late. Learn the craft, there are lots of craft. You should be, this day and age, you cannot study only medicine. You understand? Especially when you are in the lower classes where you have a lot of time. You think when you go up, you have time. You don't. You have time more when you're in the lower classes. Because now, classes are not compulsory, clinic are not compulsory. You just, like you're in 300 level, you're in 200 level, and you're there playing game in the class, bro.
Is everybody that's like you? Yeah. Some actually reading. There's some saying no.
The issue I think we have is that everybody wants to be so much good of a doctor, but it's a journey. It's a journey. Like even if you get distinction in physiology, you might not know physiology more than someone that wrote the receipt. So it's an actual journey.
Makes sense.
This being a journey means that you progressively become better. For someone that have learned a craft, the best thing you can do is just make sure you know how to be bad at something. Be good at it. So.
I agree with you.
So it's not all these ones that they do, you get distinction, you don't go matter in level. Yeah, distinction, like when they fine walk.
Don't ask people where you go come back.
Don't worry, you go get distinction for loan app. No, they watch you. Pumping.
Oh my god. Did you get tired at any point? Did you guys?
I'm tired now.
Now you're done. Did you get?
But I'm still tired. The issue is that medicine, according to the Declaration of Medicine, all we have learned in these 7 years is basic medicine. So like we don't know enough. That's why they have a residency program. So for you to actually say, oh, you got to the end of medicine, you have to involve into the residency program, which is another 7 to 14 years of your life going to you dedicating yourself into patient therapy. So given the fact that we are supposed to dedicate ourselves for society to pay us back, but you don't see man. 200k no go fit do anything for you, my guy.
So when did you get tired?
When I get tired?
Year 1, year 2, 300 level.
Year 1 was that what you people got? Somebody's supposed to be asked. So you tired for you.
When did you get tired in this medical school journey?
Well,
at what point do you think, God, I'm tired?
500 level was the intake.
Yeah, yes, it was difficult.
It was very, very
It was difficult
for me. Like, at some point, I almost felt like maybe this is where my own medicine ends.
Yeah, you don't attend classes.
I did not.
Good.
I was really going through life, or life was going through me, but whichever way, somebody was definitely walking across the other person.
God.
That's your personal journey.
Yes, and it was an emotional thing, and then it was also financial thing.
Yeah.
It was a very difficult period for me. Most people that knew me knew I was nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
So at that point, I really gave up on the medicine. I was like, if this is the end of the road for me, no while, maybe I would have gone to do Osa here. And maybe by now, I would have been free. At least 5 years, it would be maybe like 1 year for me to just do free and get my own shop. You know, at least my other hopefully he's a good person. He will not rope me in with one crime like that. If he settles me, even with small kiosk, I'll start.
As I said, I want to do outside.
That was one of the times where I got tired. Then I think it was, I will not really say, 300 level was smooth.
Yeah.
It was smooth sailing for me. You know, I had a lot going on. 300 level was like, I'm walking. It was the peak.
Yeah,
300 level was
Sammy was fresh.
What made it fresh for you? Like, what was it?
I was
living the life, I was
guy, you open his fridge, more soup,
I had stuff like people were during the exam period, people were losing weight, I was gaining.
Yeah, okay, it's true.
That is nice brown sugar.
If I wanted to quit medicine, 300 level was a turning point for me.
But I think when I actually noticed it for you was when we got into 4th year. Sammy was big. Sammy was
after
big.
That long break.
Yes.
Definitely.
Sammy was
like
big.
I had a lot of flesh and all that.
No, you saw me go, they used to feed him. All I got you go, no, put us to hard labor. Put these niggas to work.
That's why most people are wondering, why do I always rush to go home? The truth is, my home is like an escape from the
Yeah.
home is like where I'll stay, and then it's like I'm a whole different person.
And I have sisters. If you have only your papa.
So my siblings they are the best.
Shout out to Sammyfrosh's siblings.
You guys are the best, honestly. I always rush to go home and meet them. They even call me on phone, like, when are you coming home? Make this for you.
Don't be lie.
God, where no?
Nobody's there.
There's that baby boy treatment.
Nobody. Everybody don't marry you.
And you are the uncle trying to be a good uncle to your nieces and nephews.
Yeah, I want to see. They are all far.
They know about medicine, but they do not know about medicine like how I do. But you know, they've always been supportive, and they're like, medicine, just you can do this and that. The prayers, the support, a whole lot of stuff are coming from them. So I'm really grateful for that. So that's why, you know, at some point when I felt like giving up, you know, they were there and like, don't worry, you go back. We're going to finish up again. This is just a phase. It's going to pass.
So how did you overcome it? That period when you felt you were tired?
Well, I had support from everywhere. Aside the support from home, I also had
Uzo.
My guy.
I feel like these are your pills, your therapy pills.
Like, honestly, Uzo was
Uzo and
Uzo, Hero,
yeah.
Then,
Hero is missing. We'll have to insert Hero.
But
In the video, that's this picture when he's talking. So that the Lord, you know, would dwell.
How did you guys meet? How the three of you meet? How did you guys
don't
meet?
worry, I'll just you how
The three Musketeers. Yes, still.
Let me finish up this. So Uzo,
Okay.
Uzo was there like from when it all started. Thank
Thank you,
I might not have
Uzo.
shared the entire details with him, but he really came true for me. So this is just one of the many things he has done. To be honest, when I finally came back he was even the one that pioneered me coming back to school. Because left to me, it would take forever for me to come back to school. Because at that point I didn't even have a place to stay. But Uzo made sure that okay, you got a guy come back to school. You can stay at my place. Funny enough, I came back to his place and he said feel at home. Me now went to go and pursue him. So his own house.
I got the houseless.
He got the house there, like he has to tell me, Sammy, how far do you want me to enter? I'm like, bro.
Guys, something is so neat. So I think I just want to.
It's quite obvious.
I'll be avoiding clash. Something go wipe me.
Because when I came back, you know, I just dropped myself and then I'll just stay in the one corner. I was like, Rafa, and I feel like so this one they do like woman. I'm like, I feel like alright. I just had to touch the whole place and then
Yeah,
like
you gave me the Sammy touch.
hey,
you know?
Uzo, please Just
No,
excuse
back
me.
when you 90
So he was really very, very supportive. Him, then I will not also forget to mention Mommy Basin. She always called. You know, Uzo, at some point she asked Uzo about me. So Uzo, now I'm going to call and this. And then she also called me and like, I should come back to school and get, it's not always easy, but then you have to start up somewhere. So, I plan on living up to 100 and something years. I don't know about him.
And he died 30. Jesus died at 33.
Oh my God.
Alexander the Great died at 30. Achieve great things so that you die. Rest.
I was on your behalf, God forbid.
Achieve great things and die.
I don't know about him, but this friendship is going to be generational. So I'll just take
I can't even wait. I will not see.
And then we'll go to his house and be like,
God.
you guys should pick up from where we left.
Oh my God.
He's somebody that you can always call on him. After God. See, if you get this guy, see, you don't get problem for this guy.
Sammy man sweet.
See, I don't go lie for you.
Now Sammy man you do cool. Sammy man sweet die. If you believe Sammy, you don't go.
Most people, I don't know why most people are having issues with him. Most of he's a very nice person. It's just that he's blunt. He's not like me. I might tell you the truth, but present is the
diplomatically.
Yes, exactly. Trying to find it. But I'll also tell you, guy.
I feel like Uzo does not really know how to put it, yes.
But so I think that's where most people have a problem. But if you look beyond that, he's telling the truth. But no human beings like no
the first thing about this life is not giving a fuck.
So if you look beyond all that, trust me, he's a very nice guy. Going back to how we met, how I met him. I think that was in our year
one on that is Ampon.
Exactly. Then I also met him at Jazz Block. I think there was an assignment.
Chemistry.
Yes, chemistry. So I was there. Then there was good. There was
yes.
Then I think there was Nicholas. There were some people that were there. So I saw this guy. He was like, he's saying, before if you leave here, make sure you start saying the word fuck. I'm like, bro, what's up? Who is this nigga?
I achieved my goals. As usual.
But then he did achieve his goals. So I saw the guy. I'm like, I don't understand. What's this one? What's going on with this one? But I found him interesting. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I need to go talk to him or something. So I think that was officially the first time I got to interact with him. So but it was really funny, guys. He was just saying stuff. I knew he was not. He didn't just start absolute today. Because if you look at me, we don't see him all day absolute. Some people are really absolute.
Just for you.
He knew the ground.
You were not walking about it. Let's try it a bit.
He knew the ground, so that's why.
I've done BCN option.
So and then Hero. I met Hero. That was a nursing block. They gave us an assignment to do. It was a mass assignment. So I was done with mine. So I was at nursing block. I wanted to submit mine. Then I now saw somebody walk up to me and he said, bro, there is a correction that needs to be made. This is wrong. We need to change that. I just looked at the guy. I was a very simple looking guy. Okay, anything to, because that time now I wanted to pass. I just going to university and I like, make sure you pass. So my mama cut one in from my ear. Say, nah, I need this cookie, but anything you do is in your own hands. So when I got the correction from here, I had to make the adjustment. And then I think from there we kicked off the friendship.
And that's how you guys officially became the 3 musketeers.
We're actually more than 3, we're 4 horsemen.
We're 4 horsemen.
Who is the 4th person?
We're up to 5, I think.
Who are they?
There's Okudiri, there's CJ.
There's CJ.
Oh yes. yes. Actually, yes.
There's CJ.
5 guys. We ended up as the 4 horsemen.
Then CJ. How I met CJ. Yeah, it was when I was looking for accommodation. So I wanted to stay in AG as of then. There's this. Whenever I used to go to night class, where I stayed in my own was not really comfortable. So whenever I come up to go to night class, I just look at AG and then I'm going to stay here if I leave too. I kept on saying.
The boy was there.
So there's really power in spoken words. So it happened somehow. CJ was definitely looking for a house and he needed a roommate. So the person he contacted had already gotten a place to stay. So he now connected to me. So CJ called me and like, okay, there's accommodation and all that. So that was how I met CJ. Though I used to see him in night class. I even thought he was senior colleague because of the way he used to dress and compose. He spoke with the senior colleagues then. So I was thinking maybe he's one of them. So it was when we ended up as roommates. So I'm sure we're supposed to be roommates of the year, but it was the one fine.
Okay, now so we're giving it to you. Give it up for Sammyfrosh and CJ as roommates of the okay.
That is that's that.
So like, what are some of the study tips? Study tips that you use that worked for you in medical school.
Sammy got number 3 now.
Sammy na akada. Like if you follow Sammy is the typical. If you follow him, you would.
You pass.
Like if you just follow him, via what you see in class and all.
There'll be a lot of cramming, but you pass. You have to be quiet so that things will not follow. You pass, guy. You do well.
The study is good.
Study tips. Where do I even go? Do I go from pre-clinical school to clinical?
Generally, there'll be different types of medical students watching this, different levels too. They may not necessarily even be from APSU.
Okay, the whole truth is, first of all, you have to find out what works for you. That's just the honest truth. You just find out what works for you. Most people just study and then they don't know what works for them. Let me chip in my friend here. There's what works for him, and I tried it, and I felt sick. I was having panic attack. Just the one time I decided to follow Uzo. He loves Crash program.
Like we not read until the exam night. That's when we started.
So I think the first thing you need to do, find out what works for you. If you are somebody that maybe when you wake up in the morning, you read, you understand better. If you're somebody that makes use of the afternoon, if you're somebody that works better at night. I do not work at night. I sleep.
I don't sleep.
So anything I'm doing, I used to make use of my day.
Okay.
So no matter what is happening, even if there's an earthquake and the earth is rumbling, I'll be somewhere probably with my book, making sure I'm reading. Because I know at night, if I say maybe I can do, not like I cannot work at night, but then I have to rest in between before I'm able to stay awake at night. Or maybe there's something that is overly important. I have to stay awake. But then I'll usually make use of my day. Then another thing I'll tell them is, you need to be consistent. Is it Bruce Lee that said that? So he said he's scared of the man that practices 1,000 punch. I've forgotten how he said that. But he's not afraid of somebody that practices 10,000 kicks. I don't know, but there was something he said.
Just be consistent.
Just be consistent. Just be consistent. No matter how late, even if it's 30 minutes that you're doing, do that 30 minutes every single day. Every single day. Consistent. Then information is power.
This medical school. This is not Harvard University.
At all.
The lecturer, it might be more small material. You don't read, you will fail. If you like, read the whole textbook. Because the issue is that in this medical school, each lecturer, they do it like a personal thing. They have where they take their answers from, how they mark it. I've been previewed to be close to some of the lecturers in my school, very close. So the truth is that sometimes even if you write from the internet, let's say you cheated successfully, good for you, bro. You're still going to fail, and you're wondering how, because they have one grey anatomy book they bought in 1997 that they are still using. So, and they might choose their marking scheme based on that book. So the first thing you need to understand is to get how the lecturer itself perceives this course. If you understand that you are passed, you don't even need to do much work. That's basically everything.
Honestly, because no matter what you do, they always have a marking scheme.
You
always do. So the best thing you can do is get to know what they want from you. Because every lecturer will always tell you, okay, this is what I'm expecting. They might not be direct about it, but they will always tell you, this is what I want. Like someone like Dr. Chekwas, if you attend his clinic, he will tell you stuff.
You have a very discovery.
So you really need to go for it and make sure you know what they want.
So what about you? Are there some study tips that you may want to share?
To be honest, I'm not a medical student. I keep saying this. Like medical students read every night. I don't read. I'm doing things. I can be practicing calculus 1 throughout the whole semester, and then at the end of the semester I start reading. Like throughout the whole academic year. I can be doing something else, So the only thing I would think anybody should prioritize is in every course there's what they call prerequisite. I don't know how they pronounce it. But the issue is that in those courses, if you are very good with the basics, there's nothing you cannot learn. It's like learning medicine without learning physiology. It's going to be very difficult. Sure you get. So if you learn the basics, you don't need to spend that much time learning the course itself, because the course is a build-up. You start from anatomy. Anatomy is a build-up from what? Just basic biology. So you get, because anatomy is studied based on either a systemic, regional, structural. The same thing with physio. Physio is just basic biology, function. First of all, you consider the cell. After you consider the cell, you consider the tissue. If you don't consider the tissue, you consider the organ. After the organ, you consider the system. A good example is like the nephron. If you are learning the renal system, the first thing you learn is the cell, the nephron.
Guys, like play Uzo is not teaching us.
Okay, sorry, but I'm trying to drive a point here. I'm trying to drive a point because they teach you the nephron, then they teach you the tissue itself, whether it's cortical or it's glomerular. Then they teach you about the kidney itself before they now move into the renal system. So to me, I think you should just start that and draw a lot of flow charts. Medicine is diagram. For people that have pictorial memory like me, you should learn how to draw flow charts. This happened, and this happened, and this happened, and this happened. Because I cannot sit down and read for 2 hours. It's not me. I can't do that. It's not possible. I read for 45 minutes. After when you went to that class, I'm playing. I cannot do it. I just do one topic, renal biopsy. Hey, I'll stand up, go again. So
self-awareness, 100%.
So it's quite different. It's quite different. If I was, because I grew up studying a lot of maths, I didn't take biology serious in secondary school. My biology studies, when I told her, because I wrote YEC in SS1 and I passed. So SS2 I wrote CHAMP and I got vet medicine in University of Benue. So when I got vet medicine, I told my biologist, I got vet medicine. She said, you do medicine, how? Because they used to ask me based on that I've passed other courses. So they were like, okay, I think I passed chemistry, passed physics. That was just giving C in biology. Because it was so difficult. Biology was so difficult and it had so much volumes. And I did not have a study plan. I can bear witness that I never really read in secondary school. You just come to class. I don't have notes. All the note I had, my sister copied it for me.
Shout out to Uzo's sister.
Like even till now, like if we start at academic year, I'll go and buy notes. My notes, I'm like, yes, this time around. Not lie, yo. 2 weeks in, guy, I'm like, oh God.
There we go again.
I would revisit this note during the exams. I was just scrambling. So to be honest, I don't know whether there's anybody like me, but if you're out there, you're good. Greatest of all time. We are enjoying this life. Unlike the normal medical students, these smart guys. And then
will you practice?
I practice medicine.
Okay.
Let me just ask make sure you always plan yourself, you get. Because there's always a lot.
I don't know how these two people do it. two different persons and they are so close. Sam is the meticulous one, calm, composed, but he has a very, 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 very great sense of humor. Do you get? This other one, oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god. The best definition for Jakara, that's Uzo. But go ahead, Sammy. So I don't know how they do it.
You really need to plan yourself, because there's always a lot going on in medical school. So if you solely focus that you just be reading your book and then you abandon other aspects of your life, that yourself you do, because the truth of the matter is there's always life outside of
yes.
Don't read.
So you can see my friend, he's into other things aside the medicine that we're doing.
Yeah.
So, and he even got to do it while we're still in medical school. So if you think that you have to put your eye to the book 247, it really does not work. It shows that you're not able to balance your life. Most people think, I'm a medical student. Anyway, I cannot even date somebody. I cannot do this. I cannot.
Jesus, let's not even talk about dating medical students. Don't date a medical student.
So if you have that in mind to date a medical student, you need to be able to plan yourself, because that's the truth of the matter. You get. So there are activities that will come up. There's the dinner night, the whole conferences, seminars. So you don't plan yourself.
Let's not
yes, you can put that to.
You do so.
You need to be able to plan yourself. Have the time and stick to it. There will always be distractions. There will always be things that want to take you away from what you're supposed to do at that moment. So you do not let it, because time taking is never gotten back. That's just the truth. Just plan yourself. You can do it.
So will you practice?
Will I practice? I will practice. Look at first collect my license.
God, 9 years without practicing is wild.
It's wild, very wild.
So will you practice?
Unfortunately, yes. Actually,
with all these things you've been saying, you're still going to practice.
The truth is, last year, I met one professor from Uniloy. I don't know why they talk too much story, but more than the rest.
No, I like.
So
part of
as I met him, he gave me. We came together and we made 8 projects with machine learning. So most of the project was about how we can train models. People that know models is AI models to be able to recognize CT scans, people that have stroke, whether it's increased intracranial pressure. So we feed those models with training data we got from CT scans and MRI, and we were able to detect something. Although our accuracy level was low, I think 56%. So now we are doing it again for EEG, for children with seizure. If I'm ever going to practice medicine, I think medicine is just like a charity work. It's like, okay, can we get enough GPUs, and then we train the model and we connect this GPU now to an EEG montage machine, and it can help radiologists to be able to diagnose seizure better. You understand? Or can we help radiologists be able to recognize seizure with better precision and easier terms? Or is there any way we can have an AI that is also a doctor, to mitigate our? I'm coming for your jobs.
When you guys see Uzo, I push you run.
But anyway, that's the story from that time. But practicing medicine, I've not practiced medicine after 9 years is somehow.
It's wild to you.
I'm even going to do residency. That's the funny part.
Are you serious? Where do you want to specialize? Or where do you want to do residency?
I think I want something with time, so I'm looking at radiology, orthopedic surgery. So there is going to be a
something with time.
Yes, radiology has a lot of my time, my own.
Okay.
Doing things at my own pace. I don't want to be like where you're a physician, you have to be in the hospital every day.
2-7, yeah.
So I need something that it's specialized. You guys come on Thursdays, and on Thursdays we go. That's every day.
So what about you, Sammy? Where do you want to specialize?
I love my time. I love my time, and being in the clinic all the time, it bothers me.
You get good.
Finally, I'll just retire as a lecturer. As great
Provost of College of Medicine.
I like to come to office when I want to. And then, having to call me all the time. Initially, I was considering O&G, but with the little research I've done, they said O&G doctors don't really get time like that. They're always in the clinic and all So I'm still looking towards orthopedic. You get something that will afford me time. You get. So because I also want to.
I have a feeling you still end up if Uzo ends up in orthopedics, you end up in orthopedics.
No, you'll be a professor in orthopedics.
Because the truth is, I would like to venture into business, a few business that I'm buying.
Yes.
So get to medicine.
You have family to take care of, man.
Then we need motivation of income.
And we are going to get married to the beautiful president. She's on pink today. She looks good. You guys need to see her.
So definitely, I'm going to practice that. They make I first collect my license. I feel the photocopy and the share give people.
Okay, that's quite interesting. So, but then, if not medicine, what would it be?